What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Topic of Discussion. I am your host, Miles Berry. I hope you guys didn't think I forgot about y'all today. We are staying consistent still. This is just a late post tonight. But tomorrow I will be back posting in the morning. So without further introduction, let's get right into it. So today's topic, I want to speak on life goes on. Okay? Again, the topic for today is life goes on. Okay? And just to start this off, has anyone ever experienced a time in their life where they were almost to something? They almost reached their happiness. They were almost in a healthy relationship. They almost got that job. They almost got that career that they wanted. They almost rekindled a past relationship. They almost got to say goodbye before they lost this person in their life. Has anybody ever experienced this before in your life where you were just so close to something, right? And maybe an unfortunate event happened and it didn't work out. Maybe that relationship that you thought that was going to be all right. Finally, I finally found somebody with exactly what I was looking for. This is about to be the healthiest relationship I ever been in. Finally, thank you. I am right here, and then something goes left, and you guys end up breaking it up. Or you were so close to getting that job, or you were so close to reaching your happiness and you start to smile for the first time in a long time, and you're just like, oh, I feel so good now, and then boom, something detrimental happens, and it breaks you down. It builds, like, it breaks you out of character again, and then you start going back into that person you were, or you go back to start numbing your pain again. You start going back into your old ways, right? Has anybody ever reached that point in their life where they were almost at something, right? And it, over time, as we continue to do that, we get tired, right? We get tired of, like, oh my gosh, like I'm tired. You get tired of being tired, right? You get tired of doing the same things, hoping for a different result. You get tired of trying to get in a healthy relationship because your past relationships keep going terrible. And every time that you feel like you finally give somebody a chance and they feel like it's gonna work out, it ends bad. And you're just tired of doing the same things. You're tired of almost reaching your happiness and feeling like, oh my gosh, I finally feel so good. This is the point. This is the point. And something happens, like you are tired, right? So we all reach that point in our life. I feel like at some point, even if it's not happening as often as it happens in other people, we all have reached that point in our life. And I just feel like sometimes we just get tired and we get stressed and we start to just give up. We start to just say, you know what, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And you know what, I'm just gonna stop putting as much effort. I'm gonna stop applying effort. So if it works out, it works out. But at the same time, I feel like, going back to this topic for today, that life goes on, that's what we kind of reach to. We reach the mindset of, like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But life is going to continue to go on. And I feel like we need to keep that mindset of life goes on, because life is always going to be lifing. And what I mean by that is life is always going to go on. And I'm just going to use this example, but I'm going to come back into the topic again for today. Um, Somebody that I knew lost one of their parents. And I just remember them telling me that they were in the hospital and they were holding their hand and watching their parent fight for their life. And as they watched them fight for their life, they were holding their hand and they watched their last moments. And they just said it was their mother, and they just said, my mom was everything to me. Like, that was my best friend, and I just watched her pass away and her life just become lifeless inside my arms. And I'm just breaking down in this room trying to figure out how I'm going to live my life now. Like, this was my life. She brought me into this world, and now I just watched her leave this world inside my arms. I came into this world in her arms, and I just watched her leave out this world in my arms. And he said that when I walked out that hospital, it seemed like everybody was doing their own thing. Everybody was living their life, and he just said it's just mind blowing that everybody was living their life when I just lost the person that brought me into this world. And he was just like, I think that was the I'm sorry, he said, I feel like this was the time, or that was the period in my life when I realized that life is going to go on regardless of how you feel, what happens in your life, the things that you encounter, the people that you have to let go of, the people that pass away, relationships that get broken, happiness that you almost reach, good times that are almost good times that turn into bad times, just anything in your life. He said that life goes on. And he said he'll never forget coming out that hospital and seeing the world move. And he's like, bro, did y'all just not realize that I just lost my mom? Like, this is my everything. And everybody's just still going out to eat, laughing, having a good time. And he just said it almost just made me want to crash out, Because when you see the world going on as if your pain is non-existent, you start to want to crash out. You start to want to numb your pain. You start to want to come out of character. And just going back into this, the topic for today is that life goes on. When unexpected circumstances happen in our life, we have to understand that we have no control over certain things that happen in our life. And some of the things that happen in our life are going to be some of the worst situations that we go through, the worst moments that we have to go through. Some of them are going to be the happiest moments, and they're going to be happy. They're going to be happy relationships. They're going to be a lot of good moments. But the times that they're not, and these unexpected events happen in our life, and we realize that life goes on with or without us, you know what I'm saying? If we're happy or not, regardless of how we feel, what's going on in our life, we realize that like life is always gonna go on. So how do you heal, or how do you go on? Because we know life is gonna go on, but how do we go on for ourselves? Like, how do we heal through this time period, or how do we continue to have faith, or how do we continue to be motivated enough when we almost reach these things, or we almost reach happiness, or we almost reach our goals, or we almost reach a healthy relationship, or we almost get to wherever we're trying to get to in life? How do we keep going, although that life is always going to go on? But how do we go on for ourselves? And how do we continue to keep our mental strong? And how do we continue to keep faith in God and continue to trust his plan when we're confused? Because just like, for example, with him, that God took his mother. You know what I'm saying? God took his mother away, where that was everything to him. That was his best friend, and God took his mother away. So how does he go on with his life when he wants to hate God right now? Right? When he wants to hate God because he prays to God and he always thank God, but at the same time, God just took his world away. That was his mother. She brought him into this world in her arms, and he watched her leave out this world in his arms. So he's mad at God, and he's saying, how do I continue my life? How does life go on? How do I continue my life? How does my life go on if I just lost everything? Right? And although that hurt my heart, just hearing that, just hearing people go through certain situations, man, because I really have a big heart, and I can really, really feel, even if I don't experience it first person, and I know it's a different feeling when you're the one actually going through it, but just being there and just being in the presence, you can just feel that. And I just feel like when we go through things in life and we just realize we have to come. I feel like we have to come to God. And although we might be mad at God and we might hate God, some people hate God and some people just come to him in a very angry way and mad, yelling. I feel like we have to come to him. And although that we're upset with God, maybe we're mad at God, maybe we're lost with God, I feel like if we come to him and just open up, even if you're angry, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you're angry at people that you love. That doesn't mean you don't love them. You're just mad. You're angry and you're clueless of why something happened in your life. So you're upset, and it's very valid. And you have every right to be upset. You have every right to be angry. You have every right to feel any emotion that you have in your life. But I just want us to understand how to get past these moments, and how to understand that yes, life is always gonna go on, but how do we go on for ourselves? Right? Because life is always going to go on, right? I remember using, I'm sorry, I remember using this example before of seeing an accident on the interstate, or seeing an accident while you're in the car. Most of the time when you see an accident, regardless of how terrible it is, or if it was fatal or not, you drive past it, and maybe you look, but at the same time you might pass and be like, man, I hope they're all right, but you're going to continue going about your day. It's not going to be a life stopping moment for you, right? So That's an example of life going on, regardless of how we feel. The person that just had that accident, the things that they're facing in their life, it's like our life goes on. Everybody else's in this world's life go on, but we have to find a way to continue to not lose our faith, continue to trust God, and continue to trust in the plan that we already had developing in our life, right? So because he just lost his mother and he was going through a rough patch, I feel like that's when he should trust God the most. Although it's at his worst moment, he's angry, he should trust God the most, and he should cherish the moments that he had with his mother and cherish every moment that he had in his life. And we take a lot of moments for granted in life. We take a lot of people, we take a lot of and we also take time for granted. And I feel like as we go throughout life and we start to cherish moments, we start to cherish time, we start to cherish people that are in our life and the things that we go through, we start to have a different perspective of life, and we try to have a different approach on how we go about life and how we heal through certain things. Because once you realize that life is not forever, time is not forever, time doesn't heal everything, we start to get a different approach on life and how to go about your life, how to get through hard times. And it I feel like although it's a rough time in your life, it makes you stronger. You know what I mean? It might create scars, it might create pain, but at the same time it makes you stronger. And I feel like life is about gaining strength, being better than you were yesterday, cherishing time, cherishing moments. A lot of people like to live in the present and they like to live their life. They like to do everything in their life, try to get this, feed into the world. But I honestly feel like, personally, that life is about cherishing moments and cherishing the time that you have here on this earth, because once it's gone, it's gone. Once it's gone, it's gone. And that's not just for you, that's for people that you love, that's for close friends, that's for family, that's for relatives, whatever the case is. Once your time here on this earth is gone, it's gone. You can't get it back. You're not bringing that person back. When you bury them 6 feet under this ground, they're not coming back. That life that they had inside of them is gone. You might be able to see their body, you might be able to see their course, but their life, that light, their life, again, their life that provided their light for their life is gone. So it's just, before I continue with that, I want us to understand also, because to me personally, again, there's two sides to life goes on. That's one side of life goes on, and that's kind of going through pain. And then you have the other side of life goes on through um just people in our life that we're gonna have to let go of, people in our life that are gonna walk away, relationships that are gonna get broken, happy moments that we're not gonna reach. It might not be our time for our happiness, or that happiness that we're trying to reach for, and we're just having self doubt. Um, we're just angry. We're angry at the world. We're just irritated very easily, kind of like I was just saying on other videos. But we're very irritable, and life is always going to go on. And just as he was mentioning to me, my friend, and also just period in life is always going to go on. So we have to understand that because life goes on, how can we make the best of our time? How can we make the best of our moments here? How can we make the best of our life? And sometimes we have to understand that because something hurts us, because something walks out our life, or someone walks out our life, or because people die, that's part of life. And we can't get so strung up on things and hold on to things so strong that it breaks us every time that we go through something, because it's not going to be our last time going through pain. It's not going to be our last time experiencing almost reaching happiness, or almost being able to trust someone the way that we want to, and we lose that trust, or the relationship gets broken, or whatever the case is. It's not going to be our first time. So we have to understand that life is always going to go on, and how we handle life going on is understanding who you are as a person. And you have to understand that because life goes on doesn't mean that you have to be broken every time something happens in your life, or you have to jump back into character, or go numb your pain even harder because something else happens in your life. You have to understand that life is always going to go on. We're always going to be facing new challenges. We're always going to be facing predicaments, or be in predicaments that we have no control over or that we didn't ask to be in, but we're gonna have to handle them. And when you start to grow older and maybe you start to have a family, you how you feel as the head of the household and who you are as a person is going to take a toll on everybody else that you take care of, right? So if you're losing your energy, you're losing your faith, you're losing your trust, you're breaking who you are as a person, that's gonna destroy everybody that looks up to you, right? And we can't act like, oh, we're God, you know what I mean? Like you don't have any feelings, or you can't express yourself, or you're not gonna go through hard times. But what I'm trying to emphasize here is that understand that life goes on, and be able to control your mental, control your emotions to the point where it's okay to cry. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to feel. And a lot of times we want to numb our pain when we go through things because we don't want to feel. Because everything that we feel, we feel like we're dying physically, right? And maybe mentally as well. But at the same time, we want to feel that. We want to understand, like, okay, this hurts, but at the same time, I know I can get through this. This hurts. I just lost this person. I just lost my mother, but at the same time, I know I can get through this. And I'm not sure how, but this is when I'm gonna put my faith in God even more. Although I'm mad at God, I'm gonna come to him again and just talk to him and be vulnerable. Even if I want to get mad, or even if I want to say, why God, or I'm mad at you, God, or I don't understand why you did this, God. Why do you keep messing everything up in my life, God? You can come to him. He just wants you to come to him so he can respond to you. And he's gonna put things in your life the way it's supposed to be orchestrated for you to reach your happiness and your success that you've been waiting to reach all your life. So again, this topic for today was life goes on, and life is always going to be life, man. Life is not easy. Life is always going to be difficult. We're always going to be trying to reach a goal. We're always going to want our success. We're always going to want everything. But the power of life is being able to get back up on your feet when things go wrong, or when you don't have the answers, or when you're clueless, or when you're lost in life. The biggest thing is getting back up on your feet and cherishing the moments and cherishing the time that you do have, and taking advantage of every second that you have. And just because you lost time, or you feel like you lost a lot of things in your life, or you wasted time with people, or you wasted time doing certain things that didn't work out, look at the time that you do have. And if you're in the present, cherish this moment, and go live your life the way that you want to, and be able to move forward. You know what I mean? Because the longer that you take to heal is the longer that it's going to take to reach wherever you're trying to reach to in life. And that, if that's success, if that's happiness, if that's better relationship, a spouse, whatever the case is, it's going to take longer because you're taking longer to heal. But at the same time, take your time healing, but don't take forever to heal where you never heal. Because it takes time to heal. We're gonna go through things, and it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be times where we need to sit down. It's gonna be times where we need a break. It's gonna be times where we're gonna be tired of being tired. So let's just understand that we need to cherish the moments that we have. We need to cherish the people that are in our life. We need to cherish um, our happiness when we have it and when we don't have it. And you need to come to God, and you need to talk to him, and you need to pray to him, and you need to get a stronger relationship with God. Because although that we go through things and things get difficult, when we go through these things that are difficult and hard, we need to come to God stronger. We need to strengthen our relationship. We need to, because he's going to provide us with some answer. And once you seek God, and once he understands that you want his attention, he will give it to you, and he will provide the answers that you need in your life, or that you want. Um, but again, this life is not it's not easy at all, and we're all working individuals. We're all striving towards success. We're all trying to be the best versions of ourselves. And I'm tired now. I'm trying to understand what my plan is from God, and just trying to maneuver my way around different obstacles that I'm facing in my life. So, I just understand that it could be 10 times worse. And once you understand that, I'm not sure what's going on in my life, but I could be in a such worse position, in the worst position of my life, but at least I'm here, and at least I'm still have the opportunity to change the direction that I'm going in, or to be a better person. I feel like that's really what you have to look at. And if I have the ability to cherish this moment, or get better, or heal from my past, or just anything in my life that I can do better on a daily basis, that's really what I'm trying to do. So um, don't give up. Don't give up. I know things are difficult right now. I know that we're trying to be great. We're trying to be happy. We're trying to get healthy relationships. We're trying to be in have a better friend group, and just whatever it is in your life that you're trying to be better in. Even if you're trying to um, be better with temptations, or be better with how you're living your life, or daily routines, or just whatever the case is, just don't give up on yourself. I know it's hard. I know we're going through difficult times. I know we're tired. I know we're stressed. I know we're feeling a lot of emotions, but continue to push forward and continue to give God the glory through these hard times, and continue just to be your best version of yourself. And I'll be back with another video tomorrow in the morning. I just wanted to put something out today because I'm trying to stay consistent. It was just a long day today, but um, this was part of my day, that life goes on, and because things happen in my day that I had no control over, but it's just like life goes on, and I'm still here. So I wanted to make this video just to emphasize that life is always going to go on, and let's just take advantage of the opportunities that we do have. And I hope you guys got something out of today, and I'll be back with another episode tomorrow. And yeah, topic of discussion, Miles Berry. We out.